The second you meet a narcissist, they start siphoning out your spiritual energy without you knowing. That is the most scary part. Their abuse does not impact you only on a physical and psychological level, but at an energetic level as well, which is what we are going to talk about today. We're going to talk about how a narcissist turns into an energetic parasite that feeds off your life force, which is the reason why when you leave them, you feel like a shell of your former self. I am Danish, a narcissistic abuse recovery professional. The topic for this one is really interesting. 5 invisible ways a narcissist drains your spiritual energy. If you want to know what this is all about, please stay until the very end and make sure to subscribe before we begin. Your subscription may help in spreading awareness about narcissistic abuse. Number one, they put you in a state of fixing their life and the relationship. You know it very well, how you walk on eggshells because something is wrong all the time. The sky is falling, it's doom and gloom, the alarms are going off and crazy, and you can never rest. The thing is, they turn you into their parent, the one they never had, the mommy that should keep chasing the narcissistic man, the dad who should give their daughter all the attention he has to offer. You fix their credit, you get them a car, you pay mortgage, you work, you raise their children. You're the one who is somehow keeping it all together, who is keeping it an inch away from totally falling apart, but at what expense? At the expense of your life energy. See, universe has a very strange way of creating a balance. If you are experiencing some kind of benefit in some aspect of your life, the equal and opposite must balance it out, which means you should be getting negatively impacted somewhere. Whether that negative impact matters to you or not is a secondary question. In this case, it's like you keep giving a part of yours every single day, a bit of yours to keep it all together, to keep the fire going. The most dangerous part is they're never grateful for the role that you play in their life. They never see all the energy but only suck it out from you because they are entitled and, of course, they are grandiose. And this is the reason why I say never fix a broke narcissist's life, because they will resent you for helping them. Their crazy delusional mind says, oh, you are above the rest. You need nobody's help. Ultimately, they will take revenge on you for proving they are dependent on others. It's a sick mentality, but this is true. Over time, fixing their life takes a toll, and you find yourself exhausted even for the basic things that you need to do in your life. Number two, they keep you in a constant state of high emotional reactivity. Emotions are energy. You feel things, and resources are allocated by your brain and body to create a sensation around that feeling. That's how you know you're sad, you're happy, joyful, surprised, or you are angry. If you feel emotions all the time, you are definitely going to feel overwhelmed. You need rest. You need those bland aspects and areas in your life where you're not feeling a lot, because your systems have not been created in that way. They have not been designed to feel that energy, to experience the rush of that energy 24/7. But you know very well what happens in a narcissistic relationship. You are in that emotional rush 24/7. And why is that important for the narcissist? Because they need supply from you. You are the source that has to feed the vampire, that has to keep filling the empty vessel within. If you don't do that, they feel powerless. So whenever you try to rest, whenever you try to say, oh, it's enough for the day, I am not going to get involved with you anymore, I'm not going to fight, I'm not going to be a part of that chaotic, dramatic environment you have created for us, that is when they do something, say something, push your buttons to get an emotional reaction. And you can remember how exhausted you used to feel after giving that emotional reaction. That is what I'm talking about. So when you are giving them emotions, any type, positive, negative, you are literally giving them your energy. You are running their generator. You are their powerhouse. And that's why they exhaust you. They never give you time to recharge yourself. Number three, they keep building you up only to bring you down. They make promises with you only to break them. See, at an energetic level, a promise is an energetic bond, it's an energetic transfer. If I promise you a family, if I promise you a better future, I am tying you with my energy. I am making you think of a possibility that you know, or I make it seem like is going to turn into your reality. And for you to construct that, energy is spent. You know very well what happens in a narcissistic relationship. They future fake you. Needless to explain how they do so. They say, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to be that, I'm going to be the answer to your prayers, and we are going to live the most wonderful life ever. I'm going to be that knight in the shining armor. But they end up delivering nightmares, don't they? So every time a promise is broken, energy is drained, energy is lost. It's like a castle is built and not in thin air, it's really built in your head. The minute they say no or act and behave differently than how they promised they would behave, that castle is brought down to ground. It's erased. Things are set on fire. And then you have to grieve the loss of something that would have never been your reality. That grief burns you emotionally, and energy is spent to move through that emotional phase, to feel that pain, to let go of that anger. It's not easy. Number four, the entire relationship becomes about unreciprocated love, one sided love. You know it very well how it is in a narcissistic relationship. They don't help, they never show up, they never try to soothe you emotionally. They do not take responsibility for their actions, so it's one sided. You are vulnerable. You're wearing your heart on your sleeve. You have given all of what you have to offer to them, to this relationship, hoping that the other partner would do the same thing. But does it ever happen? Never, not even with your parent. It's only you who plays the role of a therapist, a mediator, a fixer, somebody who keeps giving, 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 and giving. Unreciprocated love, one sided love, in my opinion, is the biggest curse ever, because you have to swallow your emotions, you have to bite your tongue, you have to filter your words, you have to act a certain way not to spoil their mood, because you know if you spoil their mood, then they are going to destroy you. So you literally suppress your self expression to coexist with a narcissistic individual who only accepts you if you play the role they assign to you. How crazy is that? That's really unnatural, which is what we're going to talk about in number five. Number five, they force you to become somebody you are not. In a narcissistic relationship, you are forced to put on a mask, but not like that narcissist. They put on a mask to fool others. You put on a mask to survive. What mask am I talking about? As I said, you have to hide your emotions. You have to act strong. You have to be happy. You have to put that smile on your face. You have to play a role. Basically, you have to be untrue to yourself. I call it self betrayal, but unintentional one. You're forced to be somebody that you are not. We call it incongruence. And when you are inauthentic in the ways you show up, somehow, somewhere, you are filled with a lot of shame, a lot of disgust. Spiritually speaking, when you become somebody that you are not at your core, you spend so much energy in keeping that facade intact. As I said in the beginning of this episode, universe has its own way of creating the balance. If you have to become somebody else, something else will be compensated. It will happen at something else's expense, and that is your truthfulness. The more you stay away from yourself, the more resentful you become towards yourself, the more drained you feel. And that is why homecoming is the most important aspect of healing and recovery after narcissistic abuse, which is what I talk a lot more about in my newly launched program called Overcoming Betrayal Trauma in 5 Practical Steps. If you want instant access, click the I button above or the link in the description, and you will be able to get in at an early bird price. Which one of these aspects do you think has drained you the most at a spiritual level? Please drop your experiences and answers in the comments below. With that, let's bring this one to an end. I will talk to you in the next one. Until then, as always, let the healing begin and continue.